So recently you may have seen me talking about Wuthering Waves and the overall situation at the moment with leakers. This has been a very heavy topic that's been, kind of discussed in the community recently, with it being even furthered by a message by the Wuthering Waves developers pretty much telling people to stop and that they're actually taking action on a lot of the leakers that have, been doing this over the past couple of months. Now obviously I'm not going to go through this entire post as I went through it in one of my last videos, but pretty much the overall consensus is that leaks are bad and that they shouldn't be happening. Obviously, it's a terrible thing for the Wuthering Waves devs. They point out in this kind of statement thing here saying that it really overshadows their work, and then it messes up a lot of their schedule whenever it comes to advertising and stuff, which can suck. And obviously this got responded to by a lot of the actual well-known leakers in the community, kind of like adding like scared gifs and stuff, kind of making fun of the fact that they were one of the ones that contributed to this. And well, it seems like this situation is getting a little bit worse, as recently a content creator in the kind of sphere has actually been caught by another content creator trying to get access to even more code games footage when they weren't actually authorized to. So in this video, we're going to be going exactly through that situation, kind of keeping you up to date because again, it's kind of a situation that nobody's really been talking about in the community recently, and just letting you know everything you need to know. But before I get into this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and also go to GamersHut so you can use my code KAZA where you can get yourself 10% off a ton of cups and tubs. That'll be down in the link below, and also consider following my Twitch where I'm going to be live. We're going to be streaming a lot of Wuthering Waves, and also reacting to a lot of Wuthering Waves content, so I definitely recommend you go down to the pinned comment or the description and catch me there, because if you follow, then you won't miss a stream. But let's get back into the video. So you've probably heard of this creator before. His name is Narushio. Narushio, I've talked on this channel about a past mistake that they actually did, and they advertise themselves as a news archive reposting official information for Wuthering Waves and PGR. Now Narushio, obviously, as they post a lot of news stuff and repost a lot of stuff to do with Wuthering Waves and PGR, they get quite a lot of attention whenever it comes to the overall community on Twitter. Now obviously, I think a lot of people kind of argue that some of their content is kind of lazy. I don't think that reposting like trailers, if you've ever looked at their YouTube channel before, there is just like straight up, they've downloaded the trailer from the official page and then just put it on their account, which I don't think is really proper content. But I will give credit where credit's due. They do actually post some very interesting kind of stuff that maybe some people didn't see in things like patch notes, where they kind of like highlight a certain update or something like that, which is very useful. And you've probably seen me cover a lot of their content on this channel before, because again, it is a very kind of like thought-provoking thing to talk about. But recently they've gotten into a little bit of a thing after I saw a post saying she has blocked me so I can't quote retweet her. Now I was like, okay, well what the hell is this about? And I thought at first maybe it was like some weird fan or something like that. Well, it's actually from this account called In Remission 3, who were actually covered recently on this channel. I forgot what exactly it was for, but it was for some kind of information thing. I think it was actually for the block list for leakers, and pretty much they say, now this is kind of loosely translated, so I definitely take a lot of this translation with a grain of salt, but it says, I hate this kind of thing. I thought it was stupid to ask for access for the test server. I was saved because this person was quick to respond, but I was really disappointed. I blocked him right away. And pretty much they left a screenshot here of Narushio actually DMing them on Twitter saying, hey, I was wondering if it'd be okay if you could share the PGR CM beta access once it goes live. I'm okay with playing it once you finish the beta. It becomes active for 6 to 8 hours. You are under no obligation or pressure to respond to this. I am just asking since I can't use the PGR CM payment system to buy anything, and also want to share all the information from PGR CM beta with all global players around. This is not a forced request, just a friendly request asking if that's okay. Now obviously, they left a little Japanese version of that message as well underneath that, and I think you can already see why this is a big issue. Obviously, this is for the PGR beta, and usually whenever it comes to betas, whether that's Wuthering Waves, whether that's PGR, whether that's literally any other game, usually you're not allowed to share your account because, again, it opens you up to a whole world of breaches. And we've seen a lot of breaches recently, especially with a lot of the stuff I was talking about with the Wuthering Waves developers. This is how stuff gets leaked and how stuff gets out. It's because people share around accounts, people give it to someone that maybe isn't authorized, and then it becomes a big problem. And Code Games have really been stepping up their game whenever it comes to security around this beta stuff. As they said in this message, they're going to be, implementing more kind of security things to make sure this doesn't happen. And we have one of the main creators that uploads a lot of Wuthering Waves stuff, and I'm pretty sure they're on good terms with Code Games, to do this kind of stuff behind their back. I think that's kind of messed up. And obviously they haven't had any kind of issues from Code Games or anything like that since, but I definitely think it needs to be brought to light because, again, they've been going in DMs asking people to do something which is against Kuro Games' rule. Obviously, In Remission here is being the good kind of creator here, saying no, or blocking them or whatever, because again, they're not supposed to be showing this, and it is good to see that there are some creators out there who aren't just going to let this kind of stuff be leaked out to some people that maybe don't have access to it. Now, obviously they say they don't have access to the CM payment system, but again, I'm pretty sure you could probably find a different way to do that rather than breaking the rules of what Kuro Games has set you out. And then Narushio actually responded to this, saying a lot of stuff. They dropped a couple screenshots here. Again, they said, she has blocked me so I cannot requote her tweet. They said, yes, I did ask her about the PGR CM beta access to share news with the global community, since no one else does that. When she said no, I respected the TOS and moved on. This time I applied for the beta myself and got in. I know some beta testers share their account, which led me to ask her. I apologize for any problems I may have caused. And obviously it's good, that they've responded to this and that, they've said sorry for, doing any of this kind of stuff. But again, you should kind of know that from the start. I'm pretty sure everybody knows that you can't be sharing beta test things. Like, I don't think that's a valid thing to be saying. They say, I know some beta testers share their accounts, but again, I'm pretty sure some beta testers that are probably breaking the rules that Kuro Games has set out. So again, I don't know why they thought it was okay to actually share, accounts of beta testers without even going to Kuro Games first. And overall, it is just a weird situation. And obviously this does kind of link back to the Wuthering Waves leaker situation, because this is how a lot of this stuff gets leaked. And honestly, it is good to see that some people are actually calling these people out. Now, obviously, do I think that Narushio is going to go leak a ton of content from the beta server? Probably not. I think they just want to get ahead on the information, which again, that's their total account thing. I don't really think that that's a very productive way to be going about, making an account and just kind of re-uploading stuff that Kuro Games has already put out. But that's beyond the point. Obviously, I can't really tell them what content to create, but yeah, I don't think he was exactly trying to leak it at all, but I think that this is how the leaks actually start. Obviously, maybe Narushio then goes ahead and gives it to another person who maybe is more likely to leak this kind of stuff, and that's how it becomes a big issue, and that's why it should honestly stay to one account. Whoever the person is that got access from Kuro Games or from Wuthering Waves should keep that account, and it should just be for them, like no one else, and that's the rules that Kuro Games has set out. So yeah, as I said, really cool to see that, In Remission isn't giving in to this kind of stuff. And again, it is kind of interesting to see this kind of stuff develop, especially with a lot of the Wuthering Waves leakers stuff. And hopefully we do see Wuthering Waves and Kuro Games taking more action against leakers and just kind of increasing their security overall whenever it comes to the beta. Because again, I think that will help to prevent a lot of this stuff from happening. And I don't really know how they'll do that exactly, because obviously if Narushio was to go through and actually get this account, then how would they be able to tell that this was a different person and that, this wasn't actually the person that they authorized to look at some of these beta stuff? But I guess you could probably do it off of kind of like IP region kind of tracking stuff. But it does kind of prove the big issue that Wuthering Waves does have whenever it comes to kind of, tracking down a lot of these leakers and, catching the ones that are actually offending. Because again, a lot of these people just look like they're, casually playing the beta test and not really doing anything nefarious, when that might not be the case. And obviously this is all to do with the PGR beta, but again, the exact same stuff happens with the Wuthering Waves beta and stuff like that as well. But that's about all I wanted to talk about this situation. Again, I thought it was very weird that, this person was asking for this kind of stuff, when I'm pretty sure they knew it was wrong. Again, let me know down in the comments what you guys think. Do you think that this was a bad thing from Narushio here? Or do you think that there is no problem and that they have a right to ask for the beta access? Because again, I do think with a lot of the recent stuff, it does kind of prove how bad this kind of stuff can affect, Kuro Games and Wuthering Waves in general. But again, I do think it is a little bit weird. But yeah, that's all I got for this video. If you did enjoy it, then don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And as I said, go over to GameSubs, use my code KAZO, where you can get yourself 10% off a ton of cups and tubs. And also go over to my Twitch. Again, that'll be down in the pinned comment down below, and also in the description by the GameSubs link. So I definitely recommend checking that out. And yeah, that's about all I got for this video. That's all. See ya.